Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
So when we open our app up, it's going to say select your device. Your device will be the bottom one. Turn on location real quick, just get that to stop doing that. Alright, once our location's on, Bluetooth is on. Come out of settings, go back to J command. Find the device, that's how it looks. Come up, back up to your device. You can hit OK, where it says hit OK. OK. It says it's pairing.
Abby.
Now we're all hooked up. Now going through this,
Abby.
you climate.
You have
You can come up here and go to motors. This is your auto leveling. Now you're going to need to pair this up in order to hook up your auto leveling. So once you arrive at the campsite and you unhook your trailer, I recommend putting out your slides first and then do your auto leveling. It's going to take into consideration the weight of the slides when leveling your unit. So once we've got our unit all level, we're going to go outside and set up. So now that we've figured out our J command system and realized we can do just about everything on this with it, brought our slides out, we've leveled our unit. Now we're going to hook up our water and electricity. Both are going to be on your off campsite toward the front of the unit. Let's start with your electricity. This is the new Furion twist. I left it to the left. Push it into the left and then crank it to the right and then tighten down this. This is a 50 amp service. Should you need to plug into a 30 amp, I recommend getting a dog bone. They add those in our convenience packs, but they also sell them in our store. Dog bone will bring you from 50 down to 30. And there are also adapters to bring you from 30 down to 110. If you plug into a 110, you don't want to run both of your AC units. So let's talk about our docking station. Let's hook up our water first. Now, I highly recommend using a water pressure regulator. Water pressure regulator is going to reduce the pressure in the water lines down to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. I recommend using this every time you put water into the unit. A lot of units are max 60 psi in their lines, so you want to protect your lines. First thing we're going to do is going to hook up City Water Connect. There's only 3 ways to hook this up: the tank fill, to sanitize, and the dry camp. So we're going to hook this up to tank fill. Green is going to come to the left, blue is going to go to the bottom, and we're going to hook up our water. Now before turning your water on, you're going to go right here to your right to your hot water heater. You're just going to make sure that you've returned your drain plug. You may have opened this up the last time you were leaving a campsite and left it unplugged, so make sure your drain plug is closed back up before turning your water on. Once that's in there, you go ahead and turn your water on. Once the water's been running for a while, you're going to pull on this pressure release valve. That's going to release air, a little more air, and then water. Once water is flowing out of here steadily, you know that your hot water heater is full and can be lit from indoors. You do have an on-off switch down here. The only time you'll ever turn this on from down here is if you're hooked up to 110. All other hook up from inside. So you've got our city water connect hooked up. Let's say we're going somewhere and we're dry camping. Look at the dry camp. Dry camp says turn blue this way, green down here. And the same side here, we're going to go ahead and fill up our potable water. That's going to be your dry camping water. Same thing, burp your hot water heater. Make sure that this is full before turning it on. However, when dry camping, that's going to be when you want to turn on your water pump. Only turn on your water pump if you're using potable water. You don't want to use it when using City Water Connect. And then the last way to hook up is to sanitize, and that's over to the left. You also have a black tank flush, which we'll talk about when leaving the campsite. So we've got our electricity hooked up, our water hooked up, and we'll walk you around the outside of the unit and show you a few other things. I'll finish here in the docking station. You do have this quick connect spray port. You can pull this hose out and spray things off. There's a hot water bypass valve for when you are winterizing your unit. Cable, satellite, and auxiliary hookups. All of those we've discussed. Black and 2 gray tanks. And a area down here that you can run your water hose down through so you can keep this cabinet closed. Also here in your storage area, battery disconnect. This shuts off all the batteries and lights in the unit. And your auto leveling system to use manually. Up here you do have your propane and your fluids for your leveling system. Coming back by your power cord. Again, to your right you have your hot water heater. You also have furnace heat release, so if your furnace is on, steer clear of this, it'll get rather warm. Down below here, low point drain. Right there, them 2 pieces there. You drain them when you leave. Come around your slide. You have another low point drain. Back behind your tire there. That white handle. With your slide closed, that'll be easier to get to. On your slides, these wipers here, you want to keep these flexible. So they do have a wiper fluid that you can apply to these and keep them limber and keep them from dry rotting on you. Highly recommended. Do have those in our store as well. Here's a ladder to go up and check the seams of your roof. And just my understanding, you guys have the Furion backup camera installed. Accessory hitch. Coming around here, you have your big outdoor storage area, which is all prepped for a TV if you want to set a TV up in here. Actually set up for a 12-volt TV you can hook up as well. GFI protected 110. This is a motion sensor light. You can set it to one side to be a regular light, and the other side to be a motion sensor, so when you open this door it lights up. All held back by a magnet, no clips to have to hold anything. Up here where it says Solera slide toppers, should you ever get slide toppers there, that is for maintenance to know what slide toppers to put on and where they apply. The white piece up here is a vent for your microwave. Solid steps, we'll talk about those. Your outdoor Furion speakers. You can use that same blue hose over here in this spray port to wash off this side of the unit. Access light for storing anything underneath the unit at night. And again, your big pass-through storage with another cable and satellite hookup. Now you can also purchase these Bluetooth speakers. Turn on the light in here. These Bluetooth speakers here that'll mount right in there. There's a little tire pressure gauge. Again, this one can be set to motion sensor as well. Other side of your front, your propane. Coming around front. This is all prepped for a generator. This is your spare tire and your battery. I recommend checking your battery post They're bouncing the house down the road, then we can wiggle loose. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go and take a look on the inside. Alright, so coming up in our unit, as with every trailer, by the entry door will be your fire extinguisher. Make sure everyone that's camping regularly with you knows where the fire extinguisher is in case of emergency. A few clean supplies in here, they're still touching up your trailer. Let's talk about to the right as your steps. Several things to talk about in this wall. Let's start on the bottom. Access panel to your breaker box and fuses. Looks like you got mostly 15s in there. A couple 30 amps down there, a couple 25s. I highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. You can pick them up in our store as well. Coming up, you'll see several of these throughout the unit. This is just a temperature reader to help the thermostat run properly. These are all different lightings. Just push up and snap them on. And here's your onboard J command. So there's where we paired the device. Here you can check your tanks. You can turn on your water pump, your heater if you're hooked up to electricity, your gas, your hot water heater if you're hooked up to gas. Go to the next one. You can bring your awning, your slide, or your second slide in or out. You can set your temperature. You can pair devices. Do everything from here. You can turn on and off the lights from here. There's a water pump you can turn on directly from here. And here you can turn, that'll send you the shortcut to the temperature page. So everything you need, you can control from here. This little area here is just a cutout, or if you ever get it wired for solar, it's all pre-wired. So this will show the text on where to open it up at. Coming around your unit, a lot of things are self-explanatory. You have the motion sensor light in your pantry. Your storage under here. Storage under your chairs. In case you didn't know that. Come around to the back of your island. You do have a 110 here with GFCI reset. And below that is your 12 volt carbon monoxide detector. The reason I mentioned this 12 volt is it's always running off your battery. So if you're going to be gone for the day and you're not plugged in, you're dry camping somewhere, nothing charging your batteries, then I highly recommend that you use your battery disconnect. That'll keep this from running your batteries down. And if this runs your batteries down and then dies itself, this will no longer work. Alright, coming around here, you have your power recliners, your heat, massage, accent light, storage, your lighting, USB ports in these, 110s, and USB ports next to your sofa. I'll show you quickly how to set your sofa up into a bed. These are all just Velcroed on the back to remove these. Now I've found that standing in the middle works best. Lift these up, put your legs out, and pull it toward you. Hold it back down. And you got one of the most comfortable high-def sofas I've ever seen. Reverse the process to put everything back. Lift it back up. Stand in the middle. Lift it up. Fold these in. Fold it down. Turn your cushions. Like I said, they're Velcroed on there, so they'll go right where you want them to. And just that quickly, back to a sofa. The entertainment center, upper hand right. Here's where you turn it on. Turn it up and down here. 3 different zones. You can play your music indoors, outdoors, or both. Shows channels, HDMI. This will play a DVD, CD player. Coming down to your insignia television here. It's on a mount. Let's talk about your fireplace. They're not just for looks anymore. Turn it on. Sure, I can go to the flame and change different flames and make it all pretty. But the biggest thing is the heat. Now, if you're somewhere where it's cold in the mornings and evenings, instead of using up your gas and using your furnace, use up their electricity and turn this heat up. It's already kicking out rather warm right now. We shut it off. But yeah, that'll get it toasty in here in no time. You have an access drawer underneath. Let's talk about your Furrion stove here, or all electric fridge. Coming over here to your stove. This glass makes an excellent backsplash. You do have auto ignite, so turn this to light, hit your spark, and you have flames. Shut that back off. I like to let it cool before putting the glass back down. Again, another place if you were ever to get those Bluetooth speakers. Attaches there. Self-explanatory microwave. You have lights and clocks and everything on here to set. Coming up the hallway, we went over everything here. Let's go into the bathroom, and here I want to mention a couple things. Mainly that you have plumbing to keep an eye on. Just like a home, you want to keep an eye on your plumbing. Make sure nothing's getting wet, coming loose. Remember, you're bouncing a house down the road. You have 110 here. Here you have lighting, accent lighting, another lighting, and another lighting. Once you're at the sewage station, you hook your sewage hose up here. You're going to come here and you're going to pull your black handle. Now after you pulled your black handle and it sounds like they're done draining, you're going to come up here and with the water pressure regulator again, hook up this tank flush to the hose. You're going to run that hose for about 5 minutes. What it's going to do is it's going to spray out your black tank and clean all that nastiness out of there for you. So let that run for a good 5 minutes, then shut your water off, unhook your hose, then close your black, pull your first gray, give that time to drain, close that gray, go on to your second gray, close that gray. You're all done. Safely store your sewage hose away, and you're done camping. Again, thank you from TradeWinds, and happy camping.